Hi guys. This is going to come out at a time where it's pretty obvious why I'm making a video like this, but I wanted to start by saying that I have not been spending any time at all. You can see how long it's been working on YouTube videos. I've been focusing on my family. I've been playing games that can pause. I don't like being angry at my kids for interrupting a computer game that I'm getting too worked up about. So that's one of the reasons that I haven't been playing War Thunder. And another one is I just don't think the game is running well enough to be consistently enjoyable. I have nothing against the direction that it's going or anything like that. I think that somebody can easily work around those things and just play something that's fun because there's, thousands of vehicles in the game. There's a happy place for anybody, but it's not really anything I can do about connection issues. So, I do what I can, but just not enjoying the online gaming experience, lag and anyway, that's basically, I've got nothing against War Thunder, but I haven't been playing it. It's just not the kind of game that works out for where I am, and I'm really trying to focus on putting in the time and the effort to make an environment for my kids and my wife where we can really flourish. And I have bigger plans. I'm trying to address the simple things. And my house is kind of a nightmare. It's starting to look like a hoarder house because my wife grew up without things, and she grew up in an environment where her things would be stolen from her and sold. And her very reasonable response to that is to treasure the things that she has, even if they're simple things that probably should have been thrown away. They're not exactly trash, but let's use the term clutter. And then I'm like a hyper focuser, so I literally do not care if my house is a disaster. Like, it doesn't bother me at all, but it matters to a bunch of other people that are really important. So I want to literally organize my house. So that's another reason to not be playing a lot of video games, but I've talked about all this before. I want to share a little bit more about what's happening in my life because this has been one of the weirdest weeks of my life. Some things have been going on with my family that have just been really, really, really hard for other people in my family. It doesn't have anything directly to do with me, but I love people. I love my family, and I decide to care on top of that. So it's been a little bit of a burden for me, but obviously it's a lot more for the people involved. Somebody that I interviewed about 3 years ago decided to kill someone, and that person was himself. So that is something that I have to process, and I'm still processing that. And I only want to do what's right. I don't need to respond to the situation with action. It's not my business, but I'm trying to lift that, and I don't know exactly what is right in the situation. I have an idea of what the moral lines are because I'm not the kind of person that makes up morality based on a situation. I have studied what is morally right and morally wrong for a long time, and I'm pretty well founded there, but figuring out what is helpful and what is loving and what is also morally responsible takes more figuring out. And there's probably nothing I can do. There's a few things I can do, and there's a big burden on thinking about what I should do, what is best. So that takes time. So that's been, it's been kind of tiring for me. I'm also working on an ingrown hair that is right between my legs in about the most sensitive part of my body. Physically, that is, adding to the strain, as it were. So basically, I just wanted to open up to all of you and say that it's been what I would call a rough week. Or a couple of weeks or whatever. Don't have a great sense of how much time has passed, but yeah, I wanted to make this video, and I just wanted to share where I'm at before I get into what this video is actually about. And I still haven't really decided exactly how I'm going to tackle this, but all of this up to this point has been a way of me explaining that I don't have a good handle on what I should say. And I apologize if I say something that seems unloving, because that is exactly the opposite of what I am. I feel like wanting the best for people and committing to that, even to the extent that it costs me something. The amount that it costs me is a measure of love. Does that make sense? My definition of love is that you want the best for the object of your love. You want what's good for them, and love is acted out. Love is an action. Love is something you do. And what you do is you make those good things happen. You pay the price for that good. That is how you love someone. If love doesn't cost you anything, then, well, that is completely unexceptional, unlaudable. It's convenient, it's pleasant, it's enjoyable. Love is really, really love when it hurts and when it costs you something. And when you have the ability to be at peace and at ease and enjoy yourself, and you put yourself in a situation where you deny yourself comfort and convenience and your own rights, your own strength, and you give it to somebody else. That's the best kind of love. And love is the only thing that matters to me. I can't work for somebody that doesn't love me, so it's convenient that I'm a stay-at-home dad. I love my kids. I love my wife. But I think I've decided what this video is about, and I'm going to talk about just a few things from my childhood and growing up and how I got to where I am, and I think it'll be obvious why I'm talking about these things. So, I was born in 1987, as my fearless in-game handle will have you know. My name is not Toshio. I'm Casey, nice to meet you. But I was born into a family where my mom and my dad had problems, and they really had problems with each other. And it got really bad. And I always really identified with my dad. I was I was a little boy, and little boys look up to their dads. That's pretty normal. And my dad did things. This is not an official accusation. I'm not trying to slander anyone or bring up any charges. Justice is going to happen. It's not going to have anything to do with me. But my dad did things over a course of time to people in my family that mean that he should die. He deserves to die for what he did. Monstrous things. Let's leave it at that. Again, I'm not going to get into the details. I'm not going to air my family's dirty laundry here or anything, or reveal anybody's secrets. I'm just setting up a framework for what I grew up with. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't understand, adult problems or the things that someone would hide even from their self. This is where repressed memories come from. I don't think I have the repressed memories, but I think some other people definitely did. And my parents were fighting constantly, and I mean fighting. They got to the point where I really think they were trying to kill each other. And that's a bad situation to grow up in. I know that I'm really thankful that I was not the target of the really bad things that were going on, but sorry. I wish it had been me. Because I don't think it would have hurt me as bad as it hurt somebody else. And I don't care. I wish it had been me. So that's my dad, everybody. That's the model of a man. And I look like my dad, and I think like my dad, and my mom used to call me a chip off of the old block. So many things were just kind of hidden in the dark. And I grew up feeling like I didn't belong, and I felt like my mom hated me. I felt like there were really reasons, and I knew she loved me, but it's kind of like The Thing, where you feel like there might be a monster inside of you, and just something disgusting and horrible and alien, and I didn't feel like I had a future, and going through school didn't help because school was easy and uninteresting, and it sounds ungrateful. I know there's a lot of people that really struggle and have to work to graduate, and I felt like I was just going nowhere. And measure my life. How much money do I make? How many? It's not like I'm a doctor saving lives or anything, but I saw early on that I have problems when it comes to certain things, and my standards are super low when it comes to things like living conditions, I will live in a disgusting sty, and it doesn't bother me, and that fact, like, kind of bothers me if I think about it too much. But I went through a long period of time after my dad had to go away where I just always felt like there was something wrong with me, and I was just horrified of what the person that I was like was. Just such a horrible person. There's no way to put it. There's just no other way to put that. And again, like, this is not me trying to call anyone out for anything. I'm just talking about the view I had of myself. And it's a view that I really think today was not accurate at all to the truth. Because I'm a fucking king and priest. I'm a blessing to the people around me. I'm an example of God's love. I'm a representative of the kindest and most good and wholesome man that ever lived, and he decided to make me into his son. I'm a son of God. I'm a follower of Jesus, and he spilled out his blood for every single person in the world. Sorry if I sound like a religious fanatic, but I mean, I hate religion. I think religion is stupid. I think that people do religion wrong. That's why I hate it. But there's nothing wrong with Jesus. That's my opinion. And I had an experience when I was 13 that brought me into a one-on-one relationship with God. And it changed my life, and it changed the course of my life, and it started to change the way that I viewed myself. And I really feel like I got a new life. And I was still going through, like, I am a person that goes through depression just like cyclically. Like the kind of like clinical depression where it doesn't matter if you have a reason. You don't need a reason. Like, you are depressed. It's like the way you feel has a problem with it, and you just can't feel joy for long periods of time. And it doesn't matter if you have a reason to feel joy, you just don't feel it. And it was like when I was going through puberty and going through developing into a man in society and all that fun stuff. Like, I went through a lot of just depression and not knowing what I was going to do with my life, and feeling like I wasn't accomplishing anything, and I wasn't accomplishing anything outside myself, but I was also developing into the kind and caring and loving person that I am today, and that is priceless. And I really missed out on a lot of opportunities by not doing things that would have really, really benefited me. I wish I'd discovered a lot of things about myself and about the things that I enjoy doing and things that are profitable a long time ago, but whatever. I plan to live long enough that I can still take advantage of those things. But even in my darkest times, even when things were really bad and really uncomfortable, and there were like years where I just was never really happy, I decided a long time ago that I would not give up. And it didn't matter what that meant, but I definitely wasn't going to kill myself. But I also wouldn't give up. I'm just not going to stay beat. Like, I can lose 1,000 times and win once. And that's great. I don't even care if I win. If I keep losing, that's progress. It's something. Somebody that's lost 1,000 times has more to say, and they've accomplished more than somebody that's lost 900 times or once. And life is precious. You really do only get one. Reincarnation is bullshit. It's not the way. And that's been good for me. That was a good decision. Don't give up. Change direction. Feel happy to learn from your mistakes and change the course of your life. It doesn't matter if you keep getting knocked down. Don't die. And don't give up. Don't quit. It doesn't even matter if it doesn't get better. It doesn't matter if you don't feel good. Trust me, I've been there. Sometimes even accomplishing great things doesn't feel good. Doesn't matter. It's still good. And it's still a lot better than nothing. And you know what else? Killing yourself is not just converting doing something into doing nothing. It's not annihilation. Killing yourself is an attack against everyone that cares about you. And you don't know everyone that cares about you. I don't think Bart knew that I cared, and I wouldn't expect him to. But I do. What he did bothers me, and what he did hurts me. And it's still hurting me. I'm fine. I'm tough. But it was an asshole move. And he doesn't have a reason to know, and you don't have a reason to know what's going to happen if you give up on your life. And that doesn't always mean killing yourself. A lot of people have given up, and they still get up in the morning, and they go out into the world, but they've given up. Don't give up. Life is precious. You don't know everybody that cares about you. You don't know everybody that's going to care about you. You've got one life. Do something with it. And if you feel like a failure, keep failing and God bless you. While you're at it, figure out who Jesus is for yourself. You can talk to him. If he's God, he can hear you. And guess what? He heard me. And he tells me. And he adjusted my view on a lot of things. There's nothing wrong with him. People talk bad about him. People talk good about him. People say things they don't understand. People make themselves an authority on things that they don't have a grasp of. Like, who am I to tell you how God is? Talk to God. He'll tell you who you are. And you know what? Who you are, it's a lot better than you think you are. And what you do with your life, it's a lot more important than you think it is. But anyway, love you guys. I really do. It's a decision I made a long time ago. And it's a change that happened in me a long time ago. It's the best thing that ever happened to me is I started loving people for no reason. It's a good decision. Love yourself. You've got a reason to love yourself. All right. Bye-bye.